let me go back to Ron DeSantis coming out and saying, I might look at some of these special perks. You really want to change? Well, first of all, let me say this. Can you imagine if your family owned a huge swath of land and because of that, you were just getting richer and richer and richer and more powerful in the state? Do you think if your parents set it up and then died, you inherited it, do you think your kids, the third generation, do you think they're going to be in touch with the people? You think that they're going to care really about anything? Or do you think they're going to be so arrogant? They've had no laws apply to them. So they're special in this state. Everybody else has to, but not us. Do you think they're going to be monsters? Yeah.
And the company has turned into that at some
It's a
level.
monster.
So when you say they don't have any of these laws apply to them, like, if there's a murder that happens,
Police come in.
regular police come in.
FBI comes in for that.
Or it could be a state police, right?
Yeah, state until the FBI arrives.
Right. Some
crime.
But like if you're breaking a major rule, outside authorities may come in. But if you're on the normal, I'm looking at the list of this, law enforcement handled by
they have their own
Disney.
jails. They have everything. They have their own
environmental
mayor.
protection. Imagine a company with no environmental protection rules.
Imagine no. Imagine a company that is on swamp land. Okay, all that water. They're on that land. And they can move as much dirt anywhere they want, any way they want. They don't have to care about, the pockmarked, alligator. They don't have to worry about any environmental restrictions.
This is something Exxon would dream for.
Dream of,
right.
Okay? They don't have to worry about that. Imagine you are a company that is doing rides, roller coasters, all these things. You don't have to worry about the building codes. Don't worry about it.
So they get to judge the safety of their own rides.
Yeah, they have their own building codes, yeah. Because they were responsible. They were a responsible, reasonable company.
Now,
and the reason why is not because of the amusement park. Okay? The reason why Florida gave it to them because Florida politicians wanted the money and wanted Florida to become the number one destination, which it is.
This actually is one of those ideas that worked.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The reason Walt wanted it, however, and would not negotiate on it is because he wanted to build Epcot, which is not what you go to now.
Not an amusement park.
He wanted one only because Roy made him. The Magic Kingdom was going to be the only thing for rides, okay? That would fund Epcot. Epcot, experimental prototype city of tomorrow, he was redesigning everything about a city. I mean everything. And so he wanted to have the right, I need nuclear power to run this. He could build a nuclear power plant. I'm going to put all of the traffic 4 stories below the city, all traffic. Okay. And he had the right to do any of it.
It's fascinating.
Still has it.
It's interesting because as a person who likes limited government, I like this experiment, and I think there should be more of this stuff going on.
But they're the only ones that get it.
That's the problem, right? It's just doled out to this one company, which now seems to want to get involved in state matters like the, I hate to call it the Don't Say Gay bill, but that's what everyone knows it by at this point, because this is sort of the tie, because I don't personally like the idea, and I know maybe this makes me a squish and a wuss, but I don't like the idea of just changing rules for unrelated revenge reasons. Like, you did something I don't like, you opposed this bill, Don't Say Gay, that I supported, and now we're going to come after you and punish you. I don't like that because it has nothing to do with their rights as a self-governing entity. If the self-governing entity is bad policy, overturn it for that reason. If it's good policy, Not only keep it, but give it to others.
So this was good policy for a long time, okay? But it's no longer good policy. It's now become bad policy because they're so arrogant. You want to stick your nose into, can you imagine? Do you think SeaWorld got all those perks?
No.
Yeah. So can you imagine trying to compete against Disney that can build a hotel to their specifications? Not a single EPA guy comes out to say, you can't put that building here. Nothing. You want to talk about an unfair advantage? That would be it. That would be it. Imagine trying to compete. And it actually hurts the city of Orlando because they have so much land. If you're going to Orlando and you're going to go to the park, you're going to probably go there if you can afford to stay there. Okay. But the reason they're gouging your eyes out. Imagine how much it costs just for the environmental impact in Florida. They don't have to worry about it. Oh my gosh.
And again, I think that seems to be the type of policy we should pursue for lots of companies. If you buy your land, you should be able to do
what you want on the land.
You want on them.
I mean, within
reason, right?
Like build your own nuclear power plant.
Yeah, that one might be a little questionable.
Well, that's when at a time, though.
Yeah.
At a time we believed in nuclear power.
Yes.
Some of us still do.
There's a lot to be said for this.
Yes.
But I think what Ron DeSantis is doing here is he's trying to say, it's not revenge. They have these perks. And if they want to be involved in overturning laws,
then they need
to be a part of the state like everybody else, right?
That's exactly right.
Step up to the plate and say, hey, I'm a full citizen of this community, and then my voice will matter more when it comes to statewide events.
I believe they have their own educational system for kids. I think they have their own educational system for their employees' kids on property. And they do their own thing. Imagine that. Imagine being able to say,
it's incredible power. I mean,
Mercury Studios, I'm going to set up a school next door. I mean, nobody would want to do that except for history. We'd be very good at history. Math would be like, I don't know, 12.
That's the highest number, so 12.
It's on this ruler here. But imagine that. Imagine being able in your own town to not have to worry about going to anybody for any permit. Just, we're going to start our own school.
Yeah, and you really do see the advantage this is. It's not just a nice thing for Disney to develop their property. It is a structural advantage against all the other, Universal and all these other parks companies that are sitting there trying to do this. They don't have any of these perks. Only Disney does.
Advantage.
And look, I would like to see probably it go the other way and give more of these rights to more companies and private landowners. But until you're going to do that, do they have this right to be singled out like this if they're going to come in and criticize the people of the state who elected these representatives to pass laws? Just you gotta. It's like if you want all this free stuff, zip it. You know what? If you don't want the free stuff, fine, complain all you want, and you can be on the same playing field with everybody else. If you want all this free stuff, if you want all these awesome perks, then zip it.
The reason why. One of the reasons why Walt was so adamant about it, not only because of Epcot, but because he had learned. He was over in California and he could not do things in California. Imagine if you had to build Disneyland in California today, you couldn't do it. He built that. He was raising money the summer of 54. Got the money in, I think, September, announced it September, October-ish, and cut the ribbon in July of 55. You couldn't even get the calls. They wouldn't even called you back from the EPA.
And he got it all done.
Yeah. That's why this is such a disadvantage. You're right. Repeal them for everybody. Let's talk sanity here. But nobody wants to be sane.
And I've seen some other people on Twitter and stuff saying, well, we should go after everything. We should go after their trademarks, for example.
No, we should not.
I don't think they should be treated more poorly than any other company because they have an opinion a dumb opinion on a bill.
Here's an idea. What Disney is experiencing is equity. I'd like equality. Just because of their status, they shouldn't get more.
Right.
And just because I don't like them, they shouldn't get less. They should live under the same rule. This is a crazy idea. Everyone should, man, we should write this down because I find this almost self-evident. Everyone should live under the same laws that everyone else has to live under.
Seems old and antiquated and dusty.
It does seem
Doesn't it?
dusty. Yeah. Don't even write that down.
Okay.
What a waste of ink.